Alright, good morning everyone. So for today, I'm going to present to you the outline for our note-taking skills class. This program is actually designed for I just divided it into two. Alright, so the first module is actually for students who are regular studying here in the Philippines, and then the other module is actually for students who would like to study for special tests like IELTS, TOEFL, TOEIC, or SAT. Now, why did I do that? It is because of the fact that after studying those outlines, I just realized that there were actually some outlines that was really given for the lectures inside the school, for the teachers, right? Especially to students who are actually listening to their professors or instructors, and they needed to take down notes of the teacher's ideas. Right? That is not actually on the reading passages or the written passages that they have. Now for the IELTS, there are also different skills that they need to learn in note-taking. So let's start. First one, lesson one, I planned it with the filtering key points. Okay, the lesson one would all be filtering key points both in module 1 and module 2. Now what are those? Purpose of note-taking. Why do we need to provoke them to take down notes, especially those students who are studying here? It is really very important. They would say, teacher, I've been studying in the Philippines for a very long time and I don't need to take notes. But then we need to impose them that there are different purposes of note-taking. Not just to students who would like to take TOEFL, but then also to students who are already studying in the Philippines. And then after that, we do have the basic practices. What are these basic practices? Since they don't want to take notes, definitely, especially if it's a Saturday class. I don't want to go there just because of note-taking class. Okay, then do the note-taking lesson 1 first. If you pass it, or if you have a good score, if you understand and you can summarize, synthesize the information that I will give you, that is possible, right? So we do that on the first day. Next one, note-taking preparation. Each and every skills that we are going to teach, there must be a preparation. Both students studying here and also students in whatever level, beginning, intermediate, advanced, it really needs preparation. And also the key concepts to take note, right? So what are those? I actually think that with the concepts, we have to integrate it with other core skills. From what I've listened to Teacher Lexel teaching TOEFL listening, she said that there was no any problem actually, because listening is a skill and note-taking is also a skill. The main problem is actually vocabulary. If still students, it's their first time to study TOEFL, they have difficulty understanding vocabulary. Therefore, they should have vocabulary build-up. We're going to teach them, for students who are studying in the Philippines, we're going to give them some notes or like reading passages wherein they could prepare for what is the instructor is going to talk about. So vocabulary build-up. Now, why fluency familiarization? The problem with some Korean students is that when they listen to Americans speaking in an audio, all right, they have some problems with IPA, the sounds, right, the right sound of the words, and then contractions, reductions of the sounds, I'll, I'm, right, what you do, what did you do, like that. So they were actually confused with those words. So we're going to teach them IPA, we're going to teach them accent reduction and acquisition, stress and intonation, because with stress and intonation we would find out, this is the main important points, or this is the main points. These are the minor points that we need to put onto the details. Because of these, all right, these 4 skills, we're going to teach them then, before we go to framework, we're going to teach them how to get the main idea, how to get the details. So with accent first and stress or intonation. Next, paraphrasing. Of course, we cannot, as I told you before, a student could only write 1 word in every three words the teacher would say. But the teacher would actually speak 4 words or 3 words per second. So it's going to be difficult for them unless they understood what the content of this instructor is saying. So if they were able to paraphrase, we're going to teach them different methods of paraphrasing. Okay, so how to paraphrase in synonyms, in grammar, like that. So we're going to do that here. Now, what are grammar cues? One of the skills that they should actually have is also grammar. We're going to teach them sentence patterns, sentence clauses and phrases, the connectors. If they heard the word although, okay, that is already contrast. In fact, or alright, it's the supporting details. Okay, transitional words. Okay, so how do you move from one sentence to another? So we're going to teach them here. Okay, transitional words, as well as symbols and abbreviations. We're going to teach them the basic symbols that they can use while they were writing, and also abbreviations, and sometimes also diagrams. Okay, next, framework. So we already teach them the skills on how to get the main idea, how to get the details, right? Then we're going to teach them the framework of note-taking. There were actually several note-taking frameworks that I have read from the internet that internationally it was used in school. So basically, effective note-taking strategies are the following. In classroom setting, as I told you, I prepared Module 1. And they have 11 outlines that they were used internationally. So they have linear, chart, the core notes, okay, two-column method, REAP. The REAP is read, exert, like that, and then REAP is just an abbreviation of the method, outlines, note cards, post-it notes, visual note-taking, graphic organizing, mind and maps and pictures. Now, I put it in the classroom setting because definitely our students studying here, they really have difficulty of taking down notes, especially in school. So the problem is during their examinations, they don't know what to review. So with these different types of frameworks, they could actually choose from which is actually suitable for them or which is actually better for them. We're going to teach them all, right? Next one is the TOEFL setting. Now I just chose 6 out of 11 from the TOEFL setting because some, actually most of the outlines in the classroom setting were actually very good only for lectures. But then in the TOEFL, as I've studied, most of the time, conversation lecture type of listening, even in reading, integrated, speaking integrated, mostly we could use linear, chart, core note system of course, the two-column method, the outlines, and the mind maps. Okay, so for example of speed note, okay, lesson 3, speed note. After teaching them all the frameworks, especially we need to give them some tips and still the application of the lessons that we have taken. And then the 5 R's of note-taking, record, review, reflect, those 5 R's that they need to practice every time they do have practices. So this is the time, the third part of the module wherein they will be given sets of listening passages that they have to take down notes, they record, they review, then they synthesize. Filtering concepts. Filtering concepts is that how are we going to grade them? So sample program, later on I'll give you the thing how to give them some grades. Sample program in module 1. So purpose of note-taking, so we're going to give them this. This is an example of a lesson in the first day. So you're going to give them, why am I taking notes? These are the reasons for taking down notes. Okay? And then after that, of course, not just the person who is asking that, why do I need that? Okay? There are also 4 purposes. We still have to give them the reason why they have to take down notes. So these are the 4 purposes. After that, there are physical factors that they have to be ready before they have to take down notes. I told you, right? We have to prepare them first before they take down notes. So the first thing they have to do, the seating arrangement, the avoiding distractions, and the physical distractions like materials that they have, wide line papers, note-taking preparation. Okay? For the note-taking preparation, this is before taking down notes. How do you make yourself ready? Okay? And then after that, these one generate enthusiasm and interests. Okay, before taking notes, be ready to understand and remember. Okay, decide how much are you going to do. So we have to motivate our students. How much do you really want to know? How much do you really want to understand in your instructor's speech, like that? Okay, so we have to tell them this. While taking notes, so before taking notes, this is after taking down notes. So don't try to verbatim transcribe it. We will explain all this to them. This ones, okay. After taking down notes, what do they need to do? Okay, review and reward. Reward is to paraphrase. Okay, reminisce, provided forgotten materials later. So definitely this is for classroom setting. After taking notes, this one, sharpen your note taking technique by looking at your colleagues' notes. Then the core note-taking system. Core note-taking system, this is an example. Okay, basic of notes organizations, this one. And then note-taking key concepts. We talked about the concepts before. Remember what to write. So we're going to teach them what are the things to write there. When the teacher goes too fast, what are they going to do? Alright, so it's here. The common symbols, abbreviations, the core note-taking note system. Okay, so there are steps in core note system. There's only one framework. Remember, we have 11. So this is the first one that we're going to talk about, preparing. The 5 R's that I'm telling you. Record, what is record? This one, record during the class. reduce after class, recall, okay, continue to recall and recite. They have to have a recitation as well, reflection, review, the example of the taking down notes. This one are the different cornel notes, summaries, questions to ask, the diagram for the cornel. Okay, university.
Nice, very good.